Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and today I'm going to be bringing you something a little different than what I have been on my channel previously, because today we're going to be talking about a new, very effective defensive core that you can utilize on your team, and on any team really, in black and white. Now, before this generation, the most prominent defensive core was Skarmory and Blissey, which you all probably know by now, and the reasoning for that is because Skarmory can pretty much take any physical hit, and Blissey can take pretty much any special hit without really it doing a lot of damage to it. And for those of you that don't know, a defensive core really refers to two Pokemon that can generally take, obviously, physical and special hits of any type, and really not take a lot of damage to them, and last a really long time in battle because of either not taking a lot of damage or having a recovery move to make use of, on top of the fact that they really won't be being hurt by a variety of moves. And now, another prominent one, I believe, was Celebi to take physical hits and Heatran combined with Celebi to take special hits, but it really never got the same attention as Skarmory and Blissey have. Now, in this generation, and with the introduction of this new Pokemon, which you see on the right, known as Mamanbou, this combination between Blissey and Mamanbou can actually be a very effective defensive core onto any team that you really want to put them on. Now, obviously, Blissey is there again to take special hits, whereas Mamanbou this time is going to be the Pokemon to be taking physical hits. Now, the great thing about both of these Pokemon is that they have massive HP and very, very reliable recovery moves. As much as I would love to use Wish Blissey, you can't do it with the set because I think that having Heal Bell or Aromatherapy is far more useful than having another Wish user. But the reason why I think Mamanbou is such a great partner to Blissey is because of the fact that it not only does it get regeneration as its dribbled ability, which allows it to heal itself up a third of its health every time you switch out, but it also has access to Wish. And with massive HP and the new mechanics of Wish in this generation, you can pretty much pass off a Wish and heal up the majority of your Pokemon on your team with just your Wish, because I believe Mamanbou has over 500 HP. Now, that is one great thing about the new mechanics of this generation, and since obviously this thing can take ridiculous amounts of physical hits, which Blissey can't, I think it makes an excellent partner and probably a better one than Skarmory for the purpose of taking hits and healing up the rest of your team. On the other hand, you have Blissey, which can take any special hit, has access to Seismic Toss, which is amazing in my opinion on any stalling Pokemon because you can deal constant damage, and also a reliable recovery move in Soft Boiled, and also, as I said before, Heal Bell and Aromatherapy to heal the statuses of any Pokemon on your team. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about in terms of sets that either of these Pokemon can utilize, I'm going to show you the two right now that probably could work the best in combination with one another as a very solid defensive core for your team. So let's get started with that. So this set right here is pretty much a standard set that you would always find on a Blissey, but with a slight variation due to one problem with this defensive core, which I will get to in a second. But you give it a bold nature to increase its defense but decrease its physical attack, because if you don't know, Blissey's base defense is 10, I think. So any boost that you can have to Blissey's defense or physical defense is very necessary, because otherwise it will be one-hit KO'd by pretty much any physical attack if it's at low enough HP, which is really unfortunate. But for the ability, we're going to be going with Natural Cure so that when Blissey switches out, it will no longer have a status, which is always a plus on a Pokemon like this, who is pretty much meant to take a hit and stall out. As for the EVs though, we're going to put 252 into HP to give you your max HP, which is over 700. 252 into your physical defense to give you your highest physical defense possible, which is only around 130, I believe, and then 4 into special attack to give you one more point into that. Now, this is a pretty standard EV spread, as I said before, so this shouldn't be nothing new to you guys, as well as the item, which we're going to be using, Leftovers, because recovering a little bit of HP at the end of every turn is always a great thing on a Blissey, especially when leftovers will be recovering like, I don't even know, like 70 HP at the end of every turn. I'm not really sure of the exact amount. It's probably not 70, but it's a lot because of how ridiculously high your HP is. But as for the moves, the first one we're going to be using is Heal Bell, or Aromatherapy, I guess, but I just put Heal Bell here because it fit on the line. But basically that's there to allow you to heal the statuses of any Pokemon on your team, because that's how it works, and that's always a plus, especially when you can take a hit no matter what, since, as I said before, you're an amazingly awesome special wall. So Heal Bell is actually even better though too, because of the fact that you can run Rest on your team without really any repercussions of it, because of the fact that after your Pokemon rests, you can just bring in Blissey to Heal Bell the rest, and then it's at full HP. So that's amazing as well. But as for Blissey's own HP, we're going to be using Soft Boiled as a way to keep it up and recover half of your HP every time you use it, which is quite a bit and always something that Blissey can benefit from due to how high its HP is. As for this next move, and it's kind of something that should be put on it this generation because of the main counter to this kind of defensive wall, which is that of Natore. Now, for those of you that don't know, Natore is a new Grass Steel Pokemon that has very good defenses and can pretty much take hits from a lot of different ends as well. However, it suffers from a 4 times weakness to fire. Now, because it is a physical attacker, Natore, I mean, it will be able to do a lot of damage to Blissey, but also because it's a grass type, it will be able to deal super effective damage to Mamanbou. So having Flamethrower on your Blissey, which will 2-hit KO a Natore if it's running max HP and max special defense, is a great thing to have because you're faster than it, and you will also, 2-hit KO it. So that's something that will definitely keep Natore at bay and keep it from countering this defensive core. As for the last move, though, you can either make use of Seismic Toss or Toxic. Seismic Toss is great because, as I said before, in like the introduction-y part, it gives 100 damage each turn, no matter what, unless your opponent's a Ghost type. But that's always great on a stalling type set, and Toxic is obviously there as well to allow you to stall out opponents with poison because of how great your HP is, and Soft Boiled and Heal Bell to get rid of any statuses they may try to inflict you with. So it's a very useful special wall that a lot of people have used in the past and with great effect because of the fact that it has such massive HP and such great special defense. As for the Mamanbou set, we're going to be giving it the same nature and EV spread as the Blissey one, except the reasoning for this is so that you can take physical hits really well, but not so much on the special side, because that's what Blissey's for, obviously. So a bold nature with 252 EVs in HP, 252 into defense, and then 4 for special attack. As for the ability, though, we're going to be using Mamanbou's Dreamworld ability, which is that of Regeneration, which I explained before, but it means that every time you switch Mamanbou out, you will gain 1/3 of your HP back, and that's an amazing thing on this Pokemon because of how high that HP stat is. Now, as for the item, I'm considering 2 different options, but I'm sure you would all go with Leftovers anyways because it recovers HP. But Rugged Helmet, which is a new item that essentially gives you Steel Thorns, but as an item, is actually another really viable option on Mamanbou, just because of the fact that you can take physical hits so well, and because physical hit moves are generally contact moves. So having a Rugged Helmet to deal damage to your opponent every time they attack you is something that is a really beneficial thing for Mamanbou. So that is also another option you could go with because of the fact that you can take physical hits so well, and thus they will be hurt sometimes more than you will. Now, with the moveset though, the first one is probably the reasoning why I chose to make a video on this Pokemon, or these 2 Pokemon, as a defensive core, and that is because of Wish and its new mechanics, which I explained before. So basically, every time you wish, you can easily heal up the HP of any Pokemon on your team if they can switch in safely or not take a lot of damage from the switch in. And this is amazing because of the fact that you can keep your HP high as well with your own wishes, but also pass them off to your team, and thus keep it fresh and keep the HP up while your opponent is hopefully being worn down slowly by these two being able to do some damage and also status them as well. Now, along with Wish, you have Protect, obviously, as a way to get safe wishes every turn, but also to stall out Toxic or Boiling Water, which is your other two moves. Now, Boiling Water is here because of the fact that it has a 30% chance to burn, and with a ridiculously high HP and defensive stat with the EV spread and nature, burning your opponent is probably the best thing you can do to it because of the fact that now they can pretty much do no damage to you at all after their attack is halved by Boiling Water's burn effect. But there are some Pokemon that have Guts that will benefit from the burn, such as Rapushin, which is becoming fairly common right now, so that is something to watch out for. But you still can take hits from Rapushin fairly well, and that's really nothing to forget because of that. But also you could make use of Toxic as a way to stall out anything that you don't want burned, which is always a great thing, and with Wish in combination with Protect, you're pretty much safe and one of the best Toxic stallers around, especially when your opponent is a Pokemon dealing physical damage. But as you can see from these two Pokemon, you have some really, really great team support in terms of Wish from Mamanbou and Heal Bell from Blissey, and they also can work off of each other really well because of Blissey's amazing HP and special defense, and Mamanbou's amazing HP and physical defense. So I just wanted to leave this video for you guys to see something a little bit different on my channel, and really tell me what you think about this new combination of a defensive core that you can use this generation. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys, so I hope you leave some comments telling me what you think about this, and let me know. So take care, guys, and goodbye.